if you want to buy an iPhone this year in 2025, but you don't want to break the bank, you want something that is budget friendly and affordable, I might have a few suggestions for you. In this video, I am going to share with you my top 5 of what I think are the best affordable iPhones that you can buy out there today. And all of these iPhones are still available to buy brand new. And all of them, they cost below 16,000 rands. And this is based on prices that I saw on stores such as iStore, Amazon, Take a Lot, and Incredible. So don't quote me for it. The prices may change and the prices may be different depending on where you buy and when you buy. So this is just to give you some sort of reference and a guide to say this is how much you can pretty much spend on each one of these phones. So let's get to it. How's it going, everyone? My name is Musanziane and I am a South African tech YouTuber. And my goal is to help you make the best buying decisions and get the best out of your tech. I do so by creating videos on reviews, tips, and buyer's guides. So if this is something that you are interested in, consider subscribing to this channel, especially if you are South African, because I make most of my videos in a South African context. So the first iPhone is the iPhone 14. So this will cost you somewhere around 13,000. The iPhone 14 is decent. It has some good color options and you get a base storage of 128 gig, which I think is a good base storage. The camera is also good. It's a 12 megapixel camera. The screen is a 6.1 inch and the processor is an A15 Bionic chip with 5 cores of GPU. In terms of the design, the iPhone 14 still looks good. It's the flat sides design, which Apple is still using right now on the iPhones. However, it still has an older cut out notch. So no dynamic island on the iPhone 14. And in terms of the port, it uses an older Lightning port, which I don't think should be a deal breaker for most people. The phone supports wireless charging, so you can use that if you want. And you can also use AirDrop to transfer your files, especially if it's not big files. The second iPhone is the iPhone 13, and you can pay somewhere around 11K for this one. However, the iPhone 13 is pretty much the same as the iPhone 14. Design-wise, the two phones look almost the same. I'd say about 98% is the same phone. In terms of features, they also share the same features. About 90% of the features are the same processor as well. However, the iPhone 14 has a slightly better GPU, which means that in terms of graphics performance, the iPhone 14 will perform slightly better. So the iPhone 14 has 5 cores, but the iPhone 13 has 4 cores of GPU. And in terms of the RAM, the iPhone 14 has 6 gig and the iPhone 13 has 4 gig. However, there is slight differences that most people may not notice the difference in terms of the performance on these two phones. And in terms of cameras as well, the iPhone 14 is just slightly better than the iPhone 13, but the cameras are pretty much the same, 12 megapixel on both. The iPhone 14 has slightly better apertures and stuff like that, but they take pretty much the same photos. I think one feature on the iPhone 14 camera that I kind of like is that you can take 4K cinematic on the iPhone 14, while on the iPhone 13 you can only take 1080p. But that's the major difference for me in terms of the difference between these phones. So if that is important to you, maybe you might want to consider the iPhone 14. But besides that, I don't recommend the iPhone 14 over the 13. I always recommend the iPhone 13 because for most users, they will feel pretty much the same. They both look the same. They both use the older notch. So really, I think you can save yourself that 2,000 rands there. Buy an iPhone 13, take the 2,000 rands, buy the AirPods second generation. I have reviewed those recently. So look at the description. I'm going to include a link to that video, or buy yourself some other accessory. I don't know what you can buy, but I think you can save yourself that 2,000 rands there. The third one is the iPhone 16e. This is the newest iPhone on this list, and it is the most affordable iPhone on the latest iPhone 16 lineup. So ideally, this is a diluted version of the iPhone 16. And some believe that the E in the iPhone 16e stands for economy. Maybe you can think of it that way. Before the phone came out, we thought that this would be a budget option. We expected it to be a budget iPhone, but some people don't believe that it is a budget iPhone because of the price. So the price is around 16,000 rands. So it is cheaper than the standard entry flagship iPhones. However, most people believe that the price is higher than the expected price for a budget iPhone. But the iPhone 16 comes with support for Apple Intelligence, making it the most affordable iPhone to get Apple Intelligence. So if you want Apple Intelligence, but you're on a budget, this is the best phone for you. However, you'll be missing out on features such as Dynamic Island, and also there are limited color options on the iPhone 16e. I think there's only 2 color options. And also in terms of cameras, you only get 1 camera. However, through software, they were able to make that 1 camera function as 2 cameras. So you should be able to get pretty much through the use of software, pretty much what you get on the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 14 in terms of the camera. And also the single camera on the iPhone 16e is a 48 megapixel camera. So I think that this phone, ideally, I see it as the perfect phone for varsity students, especially those that want to have some AI on their phone. The fourth one is the iPhone 15. And this is what I'm currently using. Although when I bought it at the time, it was not budget friendly. However, right now the price has significantly dropped and I think it falls under affordable iPhones. But I think it is the best iPhone on this entire list. When it came out, people actually described it as an iPhone 14 Pro because it took most of the features that you would find on the iPhone 14 Pro, such as the 48 megapixel main camera and a dynamic island, and also the premium and frosted back finish. It also comes with some good battery and also a brighter display. So this is a good budget iPhone if you want to start making content using your iPhone, especially if you want to make 4K cinematic content. And it also comes with a USB-C port. So if you want to transfer those files, you have that option of using a USB-C cable. And you can also plug in an external SSD. The only downside really to the iPhone 15 is that it does not support Apple Intelligence. Only the iPhone 15 Pro that supports Apple Intelligence. So if you want Apple Intelligence, maybe this is not the best iPhone for you. However, if you want to use AI, there are other options like what I'm using now. I am using ChatGPT and also Gemini. There is also other options. So if you don't mind using third-party AI applications, because right now Apple Intelligence is not where it's supposed to be. It's not one of the best AI apps out there as much as it's native to Apple. There is still a long way to go for Apple Intelligence to get where we thought it would be by now, which is one of the reasons why I haven't necessarily upgraded my iPhone 15. I haven't found that reason. Initially, I thought when I had the news that the iPhone 15 will not support Apple Intelligence, I thought I was going to upgrade my iPhone to an iPhone 16 Pro or an iPhone 15 Pro. But so far, Apple Intelligence is not looking that great, so I decided to just keep my iPhone 15. So you can pay around 16,000 rands for the iPhone 15, but I think the price might go somewhere to around 17 or 18,000 rands when there is no promo. But on promo, you can definitely get the iPhone 15 for 16,000 rands. And by the way, guys, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to hit a like button. That helps the video reach out to more people. And if you want to see my reviews on iPhones and iPads, be sure to look on the description below. So because the iPhone 15 is my main phone, I've made a lot of videos on the iPhone 15. So if you're interested in the iPhone 15 specifically, just look on the description. I'm going to include the different links on the different reviews and unboxing of the iPhone 15. And you can watch those, of course, after watching this video. And the last budget-friendly iPhone is the iPhone 12. So you can get a brand new iPhone 12 for somewhere around 10,000 rands. The iPhone 12 looks pretty much like the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 14. The difference is basically the cameras, they are not diagonal, they are lined up straight, much more like the iPhone 16. However, the iPhone 12 obviously use an older notch as well. The downside to the iPhone 12 is that it starts from 64 gig base storage, which I think is not enough, but you can manage that using iCloud. So if you have iCloud storage that you can pay for, you can manage it using that. And also, if you know that you don't really take a lot of videos and don't download a lot of music and you don't take a lot of pictures, then the 64 gig can work for you. The other thing is that it might be hard to find the iPhone 12 brand new. However, I've seen a few stores that still sell the iPhone 12 brand new, and you can get it around 10,000 rand. So if you look at the description, I'm going to include links to where I saw some of these iPhones. So that is the list of the top 5 most affordable iPhones that you can still buy brand new today in South Africa between 10,000 rands and 16,000 rands, and that is the iPhone 14, 13, and the iPhone 12, and then also the iPhone 15 and the latest iPhone 16e. Let me know what you think of this list and which one are you thinking of getting, or if you are using any of these phones, how has it been so far? I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit a like button and to consider subscribing for more videos like this. I'll catch you on the next one.